Keith Sweat, thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. So you have your 12th album dropping, right?
Right.
Dressed to Impress?
Right.
So tell me about it.
Okay, Dressed to Impress is Keith Sweat 2016. Like I'm telling, Keith Sweat, not really a difference. I mean, slight variations of what I've done in the past, along with just a few new touches that I tried out. So, I mean, I think, with the release of my Good Love single is, it's that feel-good music, R&B, not trying to be something or someone that I'm not.
So tell me about Good Love. Does it bring something different? Do you think you're bringing something original, the original sound back?
I think I'm just being Keith Sweat. And, it has that twisted, tempo. It has, like I said, the basic sultry lyrics, the hook, melodies. I think I'm giving people what people would expect of me. I'm not really trying to, I've already established myself, I think, as a legend. That's what people say I am now.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do anything that's going to take away from that and what I've already built myself as being, If it's not going to be as good as the prior stuff I've done, I'm not trying to, give anyone a different impression of me from what I've already done in the music career.
Yeah.
In my music career.
How do you feel about R&B today?
R&B today is different. It has went through its peaks and its valleys. And I think at this point, it's time for me and Johnny Gill and Babyface and After Seven and people like ourselves to come back and just, represent R&B music to the degree we did in the past. And I mean, because I think at a point, younger artists were scared to really tap into the real R&B because they didn't, most young artists don't want to feel dated. And if, some of them might feel like, okay, that's the old school way of doing things. This is what we call real R&B, this new school R&B. So, but now that, I hear a lot of younger brothers, younger talented 18 and 19-year-old people trying to sing real R&B again. So everybody feels there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. Do you see any artists now that may have been inspired by you?
Oh, there were definitely a lot of artists inspired by me. I mean, that's what I hear all the time. I mean, for a younger artist or someone who's 18, 19, who's singing music or doing music and know who I am and know the songs, I mean, I don't think there's not one person who doesn't know nobody. I don't think there's not one person who doesn't know what Twisted is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like there's a lot of, artists that were inspired or grew up listening to me, which has taken certain little lines or certain little things from my music and incorporated into their thing, which is nothing wrong with that.
I mean, you're mentioned a lot. Like even Drake, everyone mentions you, How does that make you feel?
Well, it makes me feel that I've done what I succeeded in doing or what I wanted to succeed in doing, for people to have, be well recognized, and for, when you look at an artist who does hip hop, which I love hip hop, Drake or, Kendrick Lamar or people like that to reference me in the songs or their music, to me that makes me, feel great because I feel like, my music has transitioned or transcended through time, and it keeps me relevant. Definitely keeps me relevant. So I'm happy about that.
That leads up to my next question. It's really hard for people to stay relevant and stay this long as you have. So like someone like Chris Brown, who's every year he's putting out music, and how did you stay relevant for so long?
Well, I'm giving people the music that they wanted, and I made the music that they want. The songs that I've given people are songs that basically has the right hooks, you know. Well, basically what I say, the songs that I try to write are songs basically like when you sing a song like "Who Can Love You Like Me? Nobody." Now, I can hear somebody saying that to their woman, or their woman saying that to their man. So it's like I give people hooks that they can use on a daily. So when they use those songs, then like who can beat, you know, when people using sports things, who can beat the who's gonna beat the Falcons today? Nobody. Who's gonna beat the Knicks today? Nobody. When people are using all those type of things, it just keeps me relevant. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I've seen stuff on social media, you know, who's gonna beat the Knicks today? Sing it, Keith. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? So when I see things like that, it keeps me very relevant.
So tell me about your upbringing. You know, you grew up in Harlem,
right?
And you grew up at a time where like it's you got people shooting each other, people selling crack and all that. And tell me how you just started singing.
Well, you know, singing was something that I grew up loving and wanting to do. So I mean, it's like, you know, there's a lot of people. There's probably a lot of gangsters out there that could sing, but they choose to be a gangster instead of a singer.
Yeah.
Well, you know, there was a lot of paths I could have taken in my life growing up in Harlem in the projects. I mean, I've seen my friends do things that I chose not to do, you know, so I chose a different direction, and my direction paid off, where if I chose another direction, it might not have paid off, you know what I mean? I might have been 6 feet under. So we all got to be accountable for whatever path we choose in life. You know, nobody knows the right path. I mean, or or when you're doing something, you have to convict yourself in terms of, okay, this is what I want to do, or this is what I don't want to do. I just happen to, you know, do something that I knew would not put me in a compromising situation, where some people don't care about being put in a compromising situation. So.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely had like a swag to you when you sang. I mean, even to this day, people are freaking out when they hear your music or they see you. And, you know, how did you get that swag?
That's that Harlem, 125th Street, you know. I mean, I think when you're from New York, you have a certain type of swag that is unlike any other swag, you know what I'm saying? It's like people normally knows who's from New York. Man, I bet you from Brooklyn. I bet you from New York. I bet you from the Bronx. You know, it's a certain swag we have, you know, and it's like, I think I was born with it and it's never left. No matter, I can go to Atlanta, I can go to anywhere in the world, and people gonna know it's going to be there. It's nothing that I'm pretending to be. It's something that was always there. And I think that has, along with everything else, that has helped me be who I am. That has helped me write the songs that I write. That has made me have the attitude in life that I have, you know. It's just that, you know, I grew up with, I beat the odds, you know, and when you beat the odds, it brings a certain type of attitude to you. It brings a certain type of confidence level, because you beat the odds.
So before becoming a solo artist, you were with the group, right? So tell me about what made you decide to depart from that and start your own thing.
Oh, they cut me off. Bottom line.
Really?
Bottom line, they didn't think I was good enough. Bottom line.
Really? And that didn't discourage you?
I mean, it made me stronger. Anything that's, you know, I mean, if you're not gonna get weak by a situation, you're gonna get stronger. So I think diversity or things that happen in a person's life can make them weak or stronger. I chose the better of the two, and that's becoming stronger. And you know, I don't think there's too many things, you know, like I don't really think there's too many things at this point in my life, because I've seen everything. You know, and sometimes people say, you haven't seen everything. Yes, I've seen everything. So I think at this point in my life, you can either settle for certain things in life, or you can just get, or it's gonna make you stronger. You know, if somebody told me I'm sick today, you know, because the point that I'm making is we only live once. So you gotta make the best of that life while you're here, because the only thing, I mean, I've never seen anybody get out of here alive. You know what I'm saying? That's my phrase to living. You can't get out of here alive. So, you know what I'm saying? So every day you have to take advantage of every day and live it to the fullest.
So how did you get your big break after that?
Basically, I just went in the studio, did Don't Stop Your Love, which was Before I Wanna. A lecturer of entertainment heard it. They wanted to put me down. And, one thing led to another. When they realized I had more songs than that one song, and they heard all of them were hot. Yeah. They just wanted, instead of a singles deal, they wanted to give me an album deal. Mm-hmm. So, so that's how it all jumped off. Me going in the studio, me being consistent, me wanting the best for me and my family just made me go in the studio and cut some hot joints. Mm-hmm.
Now, out of your 12 albums, your first album is considered to be a classic. Like, do you consider that the best one out of all?
Well, that's the one that got me to the point I am, so I would take it. I'll take it.
Yeah. You have your hits, but what song is your personal favorite?
Well, because I've written all my hits, to be honest with you. I mean, or I collaborated with someone, and right now, like my first album, it was only Teddy Riley and myself who wrote the whole album. Second album, it was me and so every song I've ever written is like I've had, at least 50% control or 60% control of it. So I think there's like 4 of my favorite: Make It Last, Nobody, I Want Her, Don't Stop Your Love, and Twisted. Yeah. Those are my 5 that I would pick for myself that are close to my heart, and it's kind of hard for me to single any one of them out because I wrote them.
Yeah, yeah. How'd you link up with Teddy Riley?
Well, I've known Teddy forever, before I even had a record.
Yeah.
I knew Teddy, from the projects. So me and him had known each other from doing shows, from doing other stuff in the projects, from gambling, from shooting dice, I mean, we've known each other from that point.
Could you have seen yourselves becoming like legends in music?
I saw it. I didn't know how real and true it would be. That feeling of us being legends and being major in the music industry, it was always there. But you can always feel and think one thing, and the reality of it happening doesn't always come to pass, but I always felt it.
Yeah. Now, it's the 25th anniversary of New Jack City. How did you end up in the film and part of the soundtrack?
Well, Mario wanted me in the movie, and he wanted me to do a song on the soundtrack. So it's as simple as that.
Now, did you want to do like any acting? Like, did you want to take that?
I mean, it was I can act, but it's more like, for me, it's like, have I taken acting classes? No. Have I went out on auditions? No. If people wanted me to do stuff, it was more like, I want him in it because he's Keith Sweat, and I know it'll bring a certain type of attention to the film. But as far as me going out to act or taking acting classes, I've never done that. I mean, I know if you put me in something, because like you said, I got a certain swag, I can pull it off. It doesn't matter, So.
Yeah. So what were you doing while you were in the process of, starting your music career? What were you working as?
I was on Wall Street.
Yeah.
Working with Payne Webber.
Now, how was that?
I mean, it was like, for me, it was like incredible. I mean, I was on the floor, I just felt like, but it was something that I did. Was I passionate about it? No. I mean, my passion was music. So, once, that day was done, it was in the studio for me. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like I said, when we do things, it's not always what we want to do. It's what we feel like, okay, I can do this or this, but right now, this is the best move right now. And that's how I felt, But I knew my passion was to do music, so, I just kept pursuing that because I just felt that was going to happen.